Hi, Martin here with the second part of this week's Ask Martin Anything. More questions on property and this, that, and everything else. So yeah, have you had a good few days? I hope so. Anyway, let's get on. Neil Connolly, favourite biscuit for dunking? Wow. It's confession time. I'm not a big dunker. I think I had a bad dunking experience as a child. I think I lost too many biscuits in the tea and then it just got to stay right. It's because of that mush. And so I lost far too many malted milks or rich teas or digestives. And so I gave up dunking biscuits. Now I know there are people who live and die by dunking. And I'm told that, you can't beat a digestive. So let me say digestive, but you know what? Neil, I'm sorry, but I'm not a dunker. Yeah, there we go. It's out. That's it. Sandra Geary. Hi, Sandra. Hello, Martin. Do you know how a combined boiler works? Had one fitted on the 8th of April. I'm just curious about how it works. Oh, did you manage to sort a horse out from nicking your food while you were camping? Yes. We went camping in the New Forest. We had an early morning visit from a pony. It was trying to eat my breakfast. It was very sweet. Yes. Apparently they're quite persistent. A combi boiler basically is a boiler that provides not only the heating for the house but also the hot water. It differs from a normal boiler, as I understand it, in that it also has the ability to produce a lot of water at a reasonable level of increase in temperature. That's what you need. You need quick increase in temperature. So you need to take the water from whatever it comes out of the ground to a showerable temperature. And you need to do that quickly. So it needs more internal gubbins to enable it to do that. So on the one hand, it just chunders along being a boiler and just working like a normal boiler would. And then when you actually ask it on demand for hot water, it then fires in extra burners and it has a more beefed up what's called heat exchanger in it. The great thing about combi boilers is that you never run out of hot water. If you have an immersion heater, which is one of those big tank things, then that you're limited to how much water's in that. It's hot. That's normally enough, but if you wanted very long showers or whatever, then it can be a bit of a problem. The only downside to combination boilers is, unless you've got a very powerful one, if you've got more than one drawer on the water at the same time, so say somebody's downstairs filling the kitchen sink and you're in the shower, then you will lose power and output of water in the shower, which means you go, somebody stop turning the tap on in the kitchen. But they are really good, and they're also quite efficient these days. Beth and G. Oh, interesting question. What's your favourite species of tree? Well, I like acers. Okay, acers are those trees that are amazing in the autumn. They go, the ones that are in Canada, the Canadian maple and all that kind of stuff. They're genus, he says, so like a gardening boffin is acer. So I like that. But at this time of year especially, you can't beat the flowering cherries, can you? I mean, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. They're such a nice welcome to spring, right? Nick Rook. Hi, Nick. Hi, Martin. What's the best thing about the show and worst, if you can say? Worst thing about Homes and Hammer is just the travel that I have to do to get to the locations. Up and down the blooming motorways, through the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, blah, blah, blah. And the best thing about the show is just seeing people inspired by it, meeting people who we've touched over the years. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do my property training courses, which you can find out more about at martinroberts.com. But seeing people who've been inspired and gone on to become financially free as a result of our efforts, and just there's lovely stories of people who've taken our advice and seen the show and been inspired and gone on to have a nice life. Richard Laws, when the two local property experts give their valuations, are they within earshot of one another? No, absolutely not. That would be silly, wouldn't it? No, they're not. That we keep them apart, and they've got to come up with their independent answers. Callie, hi Callie. Do you ever watch many Homes in the Hammer episodes? I watch it whenever I'm at home around that time. I'm not to be sycophantic, but it's always nice to keep up with what shows are going out and, remind myself of some of the properties I've seen and see how the others have got on, what they're up to. Psychopaths, hi Psychopaths. Homes in the Hammer always seems to be in London or Derby areas. Are there no auctions in Dorset or Somerset? Wow! The reality is we have to go to areas where there are lots and lots at the auction. That's really important. So unfortunately, that does generally mean that we end up going to places where there are big auctions, and that's often London and Derby. But one of the good things, if there is such a thing, of lockdown and the shift to more online auctions, is that we are managing to feature more off the beaten track or smaller auctions. And so I'm delighted to say that we will hopefully be featuring more varied stuff. Dorset, Somerset will definitely be in that. I would love to do Dorset and Somerset, you bet. Do you think there's an advantage and disadvantage to buying homes at auction? Look, I've got a book called the Property Auction Guide. It's full of what you need to know about buying homes at auction and hot off the press. Through my property training company, I am actually going to be starting a brand new auction advanced training class. So keep an eye out for that. You can find out more about that at martinroberts.com, and we'll give you a bit of a sing and dance when that gets out. But I am actually going to be doing a property auction training course. So to answer your question, there is lots and lots and lots of advantages, and there are some disadvantages if you're not careful of buying at auction. You got to have your money in place really quickly. Once the hammer falls, that's it, you're committed. So, there's things you need to be aware of. Ryan Glendenning. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Martin. What's your favourite soap opera? Ooh, see, I'm not really into soap operas. I don't watch a lot of soap operas. I used to watch Dallas. Does that count? I used to love Dallas. Kim Tucker. Can you knit? What a great question, Kim. I think I've knitted a scarf or two, like a Doctor Who scarf. But other than that, I don't do a lot of knitting. I used to like it though. It was great fun. Cheer me up. When you've opened a door within a property, what's the biggest shock you've ever had? I think one where the house next door had been demolished, so there was a huge, great gaping hole. That was a bit dicey. So listen, those are your questions. Don't forget you can ask me on a Monday, on Ask Martin Monday. You can post questions here as well if you want. But the more reliable route is to go Ask Martin Monday on Twitter. Enjoy that. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy your week. And I'll be back with more next time.